Hey guys, what's up, Redactions here, and welcome back to this brand new video. And today we're not at the track, but we're actually going to be cleaning up the workplace and getting everything ready for the race weekend, which is coming up in 2 weeks time. So currently I still cannot drive because my hips are still a little bit hurting, but yeah, that's not really a problem because that gives us extra time to prepare for the next race weekend. And yeah, as you guys know, the speed at the Lanzarote was good, so yeah, I don't think it will cause that much damage by skipping 1 week. Actually, before we go to work, I got another package from K Racing, so let's unbox that first. So yeah guys, once again we have been absolutely spoiled by K Racing, so big shout out to them. Go check out their website. Also guys, fun fact, I have decided to stop living under a rock and I have created a TikTok account, and a link to that is also in the description, so go follow me if you want to see some karting videos on there. But now it is actually time to do some cleaning, so let's start with the engines. Alright people, unboxing time. I'm really curious to see what we got today, because I actually ordered some parts, but K Racing was nice enough to sponsor me some parts as well. So let's see what's in here. Alright, let's see. First off, what's this? A lamp? I doubt this will actually be a lamp. Let's see. Ah, it's jets for in the carburetor. That's always nice to have. And something else, we got a new power button, because the one I have is a bit dodgy, as you know. And over here we got some brand new spark plugs. Now these Denso ones we aren't actually allowed to use in the race, but for testing it is absolutely fine. Alright, next. What is this? Let's have a little look. Great. Great. This is the new ignition coil, because as you guys know, the one for this engine, so this bad boy here, this one's actually broken, so we have a new one right now. That's good. Next up we have this. I don't actually know what this is. Nice. Here we have actually a new overflow bottle, a fuel filter, the ignition cap, and the holder for the overflow bottle. Now the current overflow bottle I have is this, but this one actually looks just a little bit nicer. And the fuel filter. Currently I have a fuel filter that's located inside of the tank, but this one will go over here or something. And this one's actually the official Rotax fuel filter. So that's good. Let's put this aside. Alright, next we have... I don't actually know what this is. Yes, this is the new exhaust mounting system. Alright, so this is actually quite an innovative system, because as you guys may or may not know, this is the way the exhaust is currently mounted. You have one bar over here and then another one over here. But what this does, now the exhaust kind of acts like a torsion bar on the rear end, and with this one you kind of solve that problem. Because this thing, I think you attach it like this, you attach it to the chassis like this, and then you can just mount these exhaust things to this one, and then you can basically change the way your exhaust is mounted, so that you actually have a lot less stiff rear end. So we're definitely going to try this out. Let's see what we have here. I already see what this is. This is a new Rotax clutch drum, which I needed, so that's always nice to have. In here we also have a new airbox filter, which is always nice to have. This is quite heavy. What's this? Here we go. Alright, so this is actually the official two-stroke oil that Rotax recommends, and well, of course they recommend their own brand. Yeah, there we go. Boom. We have some green fuel lines, which of course perfectly suits the green Tony kart. We have one more part over here. Yes, the new airbox mount, because the one on the grey engine is actually broken. We have one more thing over here. Let's see what this is. Another one of those protectors for the carburetor. Good. Now I have two of them. That's nice. Alright, so here we got everything. Nice. Good stuff to work with. Tighten it, and there we go. Good. So actually the brand new one that I just got today, I put it on the newest bracket that I had, and the one that was on the new bracket I'm going to put on the old one, so that I'm kind of shifting the parts. And there we go, all fixed. Now let's give a little love to our junior engine right here. Brand new bracket. Start by removing the carburetor, which is really not that difficult, of course. There we go. Now it's time to remove the fuel pump. For that we need Allen key number 5. And we also need a spanner size 10. There we go. That's the first one removed. And great, there we go. Now the fuel pump has been disconnected. And now we can undo these screws right here. And of course, same thing goes for this one. Now it should come right off. Oh no, there's one here as well. Whoops. Alrighty. Old bracket is off. You can really see that it's really old. Yeah, it was definitely time to get changed. And I think the fuel pump is supposed to go on here like this. This one here. This one here. Put this at the bottom. Put on the nut a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now the other one. Let's tighten it properly so we will make sure that it doesn't fall off when we're driving. Alright, brand new bracket installed. Let's put the carburetor back. Which is just a case of wedging it in there and then tightening this screw over here. And boom, we have successfully installed the new fuel pump bracket and air filter bracket. Alright people, it's time to get the car ready to be cleaned off with the high pressure cleaner, and for that we have to do some things. First, let's take off the exhaust. It's actually quite easy because I've only put these on by hand. Right now it's time to take out the axle, and for that we first have to get off the chain guard. Alright, wheel hub. Other wheel hub. There we go. Next off, remove the gears. And to make sure that we won't damage the axle, let's clean off this part a little bit. Now we can just put it off like this. Put your foot here and pull, and it should just slide right off. Now undo the brake. Then it's time to unscrew these screws right here. These are of course the things that hold the axle in place, so it's important that we take them out. There we go, that's the last one. Keep them somewhere safe. Do the same on the other side. Boom. What you want to do now is give the entire axle another wipe so that we don't damage it. So like this, a little bit over here as well. Then to make your life a little bit easier, you can also undo these screws right here, because these will make the bearings loosen up a little bit. Like that. And of course don't forget to retighten these when you go out on track. If we actually walk over here, get the zip tie and brake a little bit, there we go. Tapping it a little bit so that it actually forces the brake disc open. And then now you should be able to pull it by hand a little bit. Maybe not. Then we get my favorite tool, the hammer, and let's hit it out. Now the rest you should do by hand. Just wiggle it around a bit. It should just slide right out. Come on. Alright, now take some WD-40 and rub it down entirely. That protects it from rust and it makes it nice and easy to slide in and out next time. I know it looks a bit weird, but you gotta do this. As you can see here are the marks of the screws that hold the axle in place. And what you actually want to do is take a file and smooth these out a bit so that it won't cause too much friction when you're sliding the axle in and out. So just take your file, get the axle and just go to work. And there we go. Now we can release the pressure of the brake pedal, but at the same time make sure to hold the brake disc, otherwise it will fall. And there we go. Brake disc off. Now it's time to remove the actual bearings. And there we go, that was the last one. You can just take it out like that. And make sure to keep the correct bolts with the correct bearings. So I put all of my first bolts in here and then the other ones, well, that one's on the floor now, but you get the idea. Let's put them in here and twist. So now this will just come right off. And if you do not want to lose your bolts, I recommend just twisting them back in here a little bit, just by hand, so that you don't lose them. They don't have to be tight at all. Do the other ones now, and boom, this one should pop right off as well. Alright, now let's remove the fuel tank. That's really easy, of course. I've already disconnected the fuel hoses, so all you gotta do really is give it a little bit of a push. There we go. Then we can take this off, put this back in here as well. Then gently remove the entire thing. Alright, so what you want to do next is just grab it like this, put the spanner in there, and twist. There we go. Now get rid of your spanner, grab the spring like this, get your two fingers here, hold the screw like this, and then just twist. Now of course when this comes off, be careful because this spring is loaded. Take your other hand, put everything in there and slowly let loose the spring. There we go. just remove that. And to remove this, really simple, just move it that way a little bit. And boom, time to get to work. So the first thing you want to do is completely douse the kart in both WD-40 and Degreaser. So before we use any of these products, we gotta make sure that we're in a location where it doesn't matter what drips onto the ground. Right now we're actually in the cleaning hall of my dad's business, so here we can just drip everything and put it back into a sewage system that we have right here. But you don't want to do this in your own garden, because the stuff that will come here will kill your grass and it's most likely illegal as well. So literally just take a can and go to work. And you need to spray every little piece of the kart, everything. Alright, so once you've got your kart nice and slippery with WD-40, time to add the degreaser. And with this, same thing, just spray the entire thing. Alright guys, so as you can see, this thing is literally dripping with both degreaser and WD-40. And what you gotta do now is wait for around 10 minutes, because the WD-40 and the degreaser actually will have a chemical reaction with each other, and the stuff that is produced then actually eats away every single piece of dirt and grease that's on there. Alright guys, it's only been about 2 minutes now. You can actually see the stuff forming, like there's a white layer on everything. And if we actually take a look down here, you can see all of this stuff just dripping down, and that's good, that's what we want. So yeah, let's just wait a couple of more minutes and then we'll get to work. Alright guys, 10 minutes is over, time to get to work. So grab your high pressure cleaner or grab your normal water hose and just do what I do. Alright guys, that was it. So now it is super important that you actually dry off the kart properly, because you do not want this thing to rust. And because it's nice and sunny today in the Netherlands, I'm going to just put my kart in the sun. I'm going to clean up the mess I have made here, and then I'm going to dry it by hand. And for that I recommend just using normal towels or paper towels. Like I've never been here. Alright, so grab yourself a paper towel and just dry off every bit of water you can see. And you need to, please don't be cheap with this, because you really need to clean off every single bit of water that you see. So things you need to pay special attention to are all of the chrome parts, all of your magnesium parts, and all of the bare steel parts that do not have a lick of paint. So if there's, for example, a little bit of water left on the floor tray, that's okay, because there's a sticker on there. But everything else, completely dry it. And also when you're drying, you will find spots that you couldn't quite reach with your water hose or high pressure cleaner, and just wipe it off with your little towel. You know, whenever I clean my kart, that's the closest I'll ever get to inner peace. Just focusing on one thing, taking care of your little baby, and thinking about all kinds of stuff. If you work on your kart yourself, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Just thinking about politics and stuff and things that happen in the world. That's just something that I noticed recently. And there we go guys, my little baby is now all dry, and for the last thing to do I recommend is just give everything one little last coat of WD-40. Like, I recommend this product a lot. I'm definitely not sponsored by them, even though I would like to. Business emails in the description. Put a little bit into this bearing right here, a little bit here, a little bit over here. And then just like with the drying, just spray everything a little bit, and pay special care to your magnesium parts, your chrome parts, and any unpainted parts. And well, that's basically everything you gotta do to take care of your kart. Alright people, with that also comes the end of this video. Now guys, remember, if you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, then please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons. You guys know you help me a lot with that. On screen right now there are 2 other videos right here that you might enjoy, but for now, that was it. Peace.